Hello friends, I am Chetan. Welcome to back to school. Today I came with a new topic in biology. The topic is nutrition plants. So before starting the video, you need to subscribe my channel, like my video, share my video and comment in the comment section given below. So let's start the topic. So let us start our lesson, nutrition in plants. But do you know what is meant by nutrition? The process of taking food by an organism and utilization in the body is called as nutrition. Now let us learn about nutrition and its types. There are two kinds of nutrition. The first one is Autotrophic nutrition and the second one is Heterotrophic nutrition. Now let us learn what is autotrophic nutrition. The kind of nutrition in which an organism prepares its food by its own is called as autotrophic nutrition. Now let us learn about heterotrophic nutrition. The kind of nutrition in which an organism depends upon other organism for food is known as heterotrophic nutrition. Here we understood what are the two kinds of nutritions. Now let us learn autotrophic nutrition in plants. The cells of the green leaves and young stems of plant contain numerous green structures called as chloroplasts. The chloroplasts are green because of the presence of a green pigment called chlorophyll. It is the chlorophyll of the plant which traps energy from sunlight. Leaves take in carbon dioxide from the air through tiny pores called stomata. Stomata in singular form is stoma. These pores are located on the outer side of the leaves. The stomata are surrounded by guard cells. The guard cells control opening or closing of the stomata. The water from the soil is absorbed by the root hairs present in roots. The water and minerals absorbed by the plants are transported to leaves through xylem vessels. These pipes run through the root, stem, branches and leaves. Using the energy from the sun, a chemical reaction takes place in the green parts of the plant in which carbon dioxide and water are converted into food in the form of glucose. Oxygen is released in this process. The chemical equation is carbon dioxide plus water, chlorophyll by sunlight gives rise to glucose plus oxygen. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is derived from a Greek word. Photo means light and synthesis means combination of components. Thus, photosynthesis combines the non-living components of the environment, water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight to form food. The food synthesized by the green leaves is transported to the other parts of the plant by the stem. In most plants, glucose is converted into starch and stored in the leaves, stems, roots and etc. The food which is made by plants is not only used by plants but also used by the entire living world. Photosynthesis helps to balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Therefore, in the absence of photosynthesis, life would have been impossible. Now let us learn about the conditions necessary for photosynthesis. The conditions necessary for photosynthesis are presence of chlorophyll, and the second one is availability of carbon dioxide. Third one is presence of light, and the fourth one is availability of water. These are the conditions necessary for photosynthesis in plants to occur. By this, we understood autotrophic nutrition in plants, and we understood the conditions necessary for photosynthesis. Now let us learn synthesis of food other than carbohydrates by plants. Do you know that plant synthesizes of food other than carbohydrates? Yes, they synthesize. They are used to synthesize other components of food such as proteins and fats. Proteins contains large nitrogen. Though air contains large amounts of nitrogen, plants cannot absorb this nitrogen directly. They get nitrogen in two ways. Soil contains certain bacteria called rhizobium that can convert atmospheric nitrogen into water-soluble compounds. Plants absorb these compounds along with water to get nitrogen. The second way is farmers add fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the soil. These are absorbed by the plants. In these two ways, plants absorb nitrogen. Now let us learn heterotrophic nutrition in plants and animals. Animals and non-green plants such as fungi and bacteria cannot prepare their own food. They depend directly or indirectly on green plants for their nutrition. Such kind of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Animals and non-green plants are known as heterotrophs. Herbivorous animals depend directly on plants for their nutrition. Carnivores depend on other animals, which in turn depend on plants. Thus, when you eat meat, you are indirectly depending on food prepared by plants. You know that green plants get the energy to prepare food from the sun. Thus, the sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Now let us learn heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Some non-green plants live in or on other living organisms and derive food from them. For example, dodder is a plant that sucks food from another plant using root-like structures. Such plants are called as parasites. The plant from which a parasite gets its food is called a host. Some parasitic plants like mistletoe plant which grow on trees such as mango or mahua have green leaves and can synthesize their food. They take water and minerals from the host plants. They are known as partial parasites. The plant kingdom also have the plants which consume insects for their food. The Venus flytrap and the pitcher plant are the examples of the plants which consume insects for their food. These are known as insectivorous plants. The Venus flytrap and pitcher plant catch insects by ingenious methods. In pitcher plant, a leaf becomes modified to form a pitcher-like structure with a lid. Inside the pitcher plant, there are hair pointing downwards. When an insect enters in the pitcher plant, the lid closes to trap the insect and it gets entangled in the hair. The cells of the pitcher plant secrete digestive juices to digest the insect. The Venus flytrap and pitcher plant grow in the soil that is not so rich in minerals. They use the nutrition obtained from insects to supplement the food they prepare by photosynthesis. Now let us learn about saprotrophs. Some non-green plants live on dead and decaying plants and animals and derive their food from them. Examples are mushrooms and other fungi and bacteria. They secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter. These juices on the dead and decaying matter converts the solid matter into a liquid. They absorb the nutrients from this liquid. This method of getting nutrients from dead and decaying matter in the form of liquid is known as saprotrophic nutrition. Fungi and bacteria that use this mode of nutrition are saprotrophs or saprophytes. Spores of fungi are always floating around in the air. They start germinating when they land on wet and warm things. Fungi grow on shoes, clothes, pickles, on bread and other articles in warm and humid weather. Now let us discuss about replenishing nutrients in the soil. Plants absorb nutrients from the soil. Therefore, amounts of nutrients in the soil goes decreasing. In a forest, these nutrients naturally replenished by decaying of dead and plants and animals. However, on a farm, these nutrients have to be added on the soil in the form of manure and fertilizers. These manures and fertilizers contain plant nutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. A farmer knows which nutrients are crucial for which crops and adds manure and fertilizers accordingly. Most crops require a lot of nitrogen to make proteins. After the crop is harvested, the soil becomes deficient in nitrogen. You have already read that bacteria rhizobium can take atmosphere nitrogen and convert it into a soluble form that the plants can absorb. Rhizobium cannot make its own food. It therefore lives in the roots of leguminous plants like gram, peas and mung, where it gets food and shelter. Now let us learn about symbiosis. The another mode of nutrition, two different kinds of organisms work together for their mutual benefit. For example, algae, which is an autotroph, and fungus, which is an saprophyte, live together in a lichen. The fungus supplies water and minerals to the cells of the algae, while the algae supplies food to the fungus. Such a mutually beneficial relationship is called symbiosis. If you have any more doubts, please comment in the comment section given below so I can help you. And it's time for the question of the day. Let's see what's the question. The question of the day is, who was the longest serving chief minister in India? You need to write including the state in the comment box so I can correct your answer. Or I can say if it is right or wrong. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you in my next video.